I'd be healthy if I wasn't so sick. I'd be switched on if I wasn't so thick. I'd be generous if I wasn't so mean. I'd be intelligent if I wasn't so green.
It's nice when we get to speak to someone that we've heard for a few years, but we actually haven't spoken to. And here is another guest that we haven't spoken to. Merilyn Steele joins us. Merilyn, thank you very much for joining us. And it's a shame that we haven't been able to catch up with you earlier because you've got a few songs out at the moment.
Yes, I started putting some new stuff out in the last sort of 18 months or so. Surprising that this is the first time we've spoken.
Now, for the people at home that haven't heard you on our show or heard of you, tell us a little bit of the Merilyn Steele journey.
Well, I have to wind back a fair few years now. I started getting interested in music, I think, when I was about 12 or so. My mother played piano, but nobody played guitar, so I don't know where my interest for wanting to learn to play guitar came from. But I expressed this to my parents, and my dad bought me my first guitar and started taking me to lessons. And I naturally just started singing along with it. I wrote my first song at 14, but I never considered that I could actually make a career out of it back then. But down the track, once I started having some success and started recording music and, thinking, wow, this could actually be a real thing, and started taking it seriously, and then things started happening. So to date, I've recorded one single as an EP, 3 albums, and I think about 4 or 5 digital singles. So hoping to get some funds together by the end of this year to do another album. So that's on the cards, definitely, because there's a lot of fans that are saying, hey, it's been a long time since the last album.
You mentioned that you picked up the guitar at 12, you wrote your first song at 14. What sort of music were you into at 12, and how much has that changed over the years to today?
Well, quite a mixture of influences I had at age from both my parents and my brother. So my dad was a big Johnny Cash fan, and he loved Dolly Parton and a few others, Linda Ronstadt and things like that. So my mum was really into like the Seekers and Barbra Streisand and, singers like that. So that was sort of the real sort of folky sort of influence, I think, that came out with me, folk and country. But my brother got me into rock music at the time he was into, and we actually formed a band when we were teenagers for a little while.
Come on, what was the name of the band?
Gosh, I can't remember. I think it was something like Living Image or something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, he played drums and I was just mainly singing at that stage. And I think I was probably only 16 and he was 18, 19 or something. He was into, the rock music, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and all that sort of stuff. So maybe that's where my love for it's all sort of blended in together, and I've got this sort of Americana, I suppose, influence, which blends rock, country, blues and all that kind of stuff in together, which comes out in a lot of my music.
Well, speaking of your music, the new single's called I Deserve This. What's the inspiration behind that?
Lockdown for a lot of it. Thanks to COVID, I think a lot of people and artists went through some interesting, challenges during a lockdown. And for me also, as mentally and emotionally, and having sort of a lot of us, lost our work as well. So it was mainly sort of just dealing with all those emotions. And also I had broken up with a partner at the time as well. I sort of got hit with it, a double whammy. But at the same time, I didn't want the song to be a total downer and totally negative. I don't like writing things that are, total downers. So it's really more about self-empowerment, saying, hey, yes, I've been hit. You've knocked me about, but I'm looking ahead because I deserve happiness. I deserve love. It's really sort of about self-empowerment.
There's going to be plenty of lines in there where they're going to go, oh, yes, I felt that, or yes, I need that. Definitely hit home with a lot of people. For people who are chasing a copy of the single or finding out a little bit more about your music, what's the best way for them to go about it?
Head straight to the official website, www.merilynsteele, Steele with an extra E on the end, and Merilyn with an E. And from there, you can listen to it without having to buy it on Bandcamp. It's also available for purchase on Bandcamp, iTunes, Apple, Amazon, all those things, or it's also on Spotify. So you can add it to your playlist.
And you should buy a copy of it, folks. Support our artists. That's what you need to do. Merilyn, it's been great to catch up with you tonight, and we're going to play the single right now. It's called I Deserve This.